Good evening, it's Brian here at Fitzpatrick's Garage, Dublin Road, Kildare. I want to show you this car here, which is the highest specification, most luxurious specification Honda CRV on the market right now, because it is the executive model and it's also a hybrid and it's also four-wheel drive. This car is actually causing me some serious problems. I've tried to make this video a couple of times and there's so much stuff in it, I actually can't make the video small enough to use on the editing software. So I'm going to try this again. This video is basically for somebody that wants to know what is in the executive specification. If you do want information on how these cars drive or how they perform, call, text, WhatsApp me and I will send you a video for how the car performs in a test drive overall and how it basically works. Or if you want to call me, I'll run through it with you, no problem at all. This video is really just going to run through specification that is unique to this executive model. So what we're going to do is start on the outside and then we'll work through onto the inside. So let's start at the front. The first thing is that paint. Wow. Crystal red pearl, only available in elegance models and executive models. So when you see one of these on the road, you know it's the higher spec. Those colours, or that colour is not available on the first and second specifications. So the first thing we see on the car, nice big long LEDs, which are cool, and they're the indicators, and then in through here you have your full and dipped headlight, which are LED all the way across, and after that then down through here we also have LED front fog lights. The front of the car will feature parking sensors on the front, and while we're up here then, the front grille you will see as we walk around the car nicely complements other chrome on the car, like the ones around the fog lamps, and there's also brushed aluminium across the front, which looks quite nice. Underneath the bonnet there is the petrol engine. So the petrol engine in this car is a 2-litre, what's called Atkinson cycle engine, and that is mated to the battery, which in other words then gives you your hybrid functionality. So you'll have a petrol engine and also a hybrid battery. Very loosely and very quickly, and I can send you a video on this, no problem, if you want to know exactly how it works. Basically, the car, when you're driving along, say you start off from a kind of creeping sort of speed, you are going to use the battery. So the car is really, really silent, just kind of wafts along in a battery mode. When you put your foot down, the petrol engine will kick in and you'll have the two power sources. However, this is where it gets kind of cool. Hybrids before, for me, were always the kind of car where you would end up basically with a car that was at low speeds doing battery work, and at any kind of speeds over 30-40 kilometers an hour, petrol engine kicked in and you're getting the 2, and you know, that was it. And the idea was the petrol engine wasn't working as hard because the battery was giving it some help. What's deadly in these is I've been doing 80 to 100 kilometers an hour in these cars, and you're cruising along the road, both functions working together, and then it just goes into an EV mode. So for maybe about 2 minutes you're driving along with a petrol and battery assist, whereas then there is about 30 seconds of just full EV. So it's very, very cool. We are seeing people, and they are coming back to us regularly saying that they are getting about 6 or so litres per 100 kilometres. I have gotten this car down to 4.8 over 250 kilometres. It is doable. You have to modify your driving style as well to incorporate into a car like this, and you'll get really good results. But people that are just taking them out, not even trying, everyone's reporting about 6 litres per 100 kilometres, which really is not far off the diesel engine that was there before. Road tax has also become a very healthy €200 as well. Moving swiftly on, there is 2 more LED lamps I forgot to tell you about. They're cornering lights, so when you're turning into a dark junction, left or right, you will have extra help from those lights. Down the side of the car, these are an 18-inch polished diamond cut style wheel, very, very cool looking. And moving down the side of the car, remember I was saying there was chrome at the front? There's nice chrome down along the bottom of the car, and if we look up around the windows, there's also nice chrome around there. There's also brushed aluminium. So if we remember, there was brushed aluminium at the front, which I think matches up here. There was a chrome grille at the front, which matches the chrome all the way around here, and the bottom. And as we move in around to the back of the car, there's more chrome. And if we get to the back, why I've opened that I don't know. If we get to the back of the car, there is more chrome along through there, and then more brushed aluminium. So it all comes together very, very well. While we're back here, there is LED tail lights along the back. These indicators, as you can see, are LED as well. And if I could stand on the brakes, I would show you that there's also LED brake lights. And I'm just mindful of the amount of stuff I still have to show you the inside. We have a key, which is keyless. So that basically means it's nice and blue actually as well, so it is. Anyway, lock and unlock the car. So the first thing I can do is lock the car. I can use the key to control the lights and turn on the lights because they're in an automated function. And what I can also do then is, if I want, we can close up things like the sunroof. And yes, that is one massive feature on this car. It has a big sunroof, which we'll see from the inside. Or similarly then, I can use the key to unlock windows and open up that sunroof again. And as it's an executive, it has one more neat trick on the key. So I can hit this button here and I've got a power tailgate, which I hope doesn't open into something behind it because it's parked really close. No, it's not. Perfect. Similarly again, I can do the same thing to close it down. And what's cool about the power tailgate on these now is if you have a garage or something like that and you don't want it to go all the way to the top, you can actually set how high it opens up. So it's really, really cool. Privacy glass is also standard on the rear windows. Unfortunately, in the showroom, it's very, very hard to show you just how good looking this car is. I did a video the other night, but honestly, it was too big. There's too much stuff in the video, so I just couldn't get it uploaded. But that is such a nice car. You stand back from it, look from a distance, it's really nice. Colour's cool, and the interior, just as you're looking at it, you can see it's got that nice, what they call non-standard interior. In other words, what other people call the beige interior. So next thing is, there is keyless entry on the car. So say if I lock the car at the moment, I can put this key into my pocket, and that means then I can walk up to the car and get into it. So put my hand in, it allows me access to the car, fine. And then if I lock the car, there's a little core section here. I can just put my finger on that, hold it a bit longer, and it folds everything up. And before we get stuck into the cabin interior, let's have a look at this boot. So CRV's traditionally had a big boot. Some people always worry when there's a hybrid because the battery is located in there. Is the boot going to be any smaller? I can tell you right now, there is a big boot. We have some people that are avid golfers. Again, I do apologise for just how dark it is in here at the moment, but we can also, I'm giving it about 5 seconds here. We're going to let these seats fold forward. You actually end up with such a large load area when the seats are down, and all I had to do was pull one simple lever. The next part of the interior is this superly duperly nice leather setup. So first of all, on the door you have wood veneer up through there. You have a tweeter here. You have a speaker over here. You have an electric window there, and you also have a heated rear seat in through there. And then there's just brushed aluminium on the door handles. The interior is so nice. Big headrests, safety belts that are colour coordinated, big armrest in through the centre with drinks holders which we can close up out of the way if we want. It's luxurious, it's cosy, it's comfortable, it just looks really, really upmarket, and I promise you I haven't eaten a dictionary full of adjectives before I started doing this video. These are all just things that come to mind when I'm sitting looking at this interior. There's 2 USB points in through there. There is a heated ventilation system for the rear passengers. After that then I have kangaroo pocket, and I also have kangaroo pocket as well, and because it's got the big glass roof, more light is going to come in through into this interior. What a nice looking interior. In terms of space, if I sit into the car, because remember it's got a sunroof, sometimes that will lower the height of the roof. I'm 6 foot, I've got room in through here, and then that's how I would sit in the car, so that's the kind of leg room that I'm looking at on this particular car. It's lovely, really nice place to be. So moving up into the front of the car, the front door cards gets the same treatment as before. However, it has some extra features here. So this is basically 2 different settings. So driver 1 can have 1 setting for the seat. Driver 2 can have a different setting for the seat also. What I mean by that is the seat is electric, so you can go backwards, forwards. But what's nice about this is they're actually allowing you to manipulate the front part of the seat by itself, as well as the back part of the seat by itself. They didn't have that before. This is obviously for the back part of the seat in through here. And this is a 4-way lumbar support setup in through here, so you can really get comfortable. The peripheral supports on these front seats are way bigger than they've ever been before, and they look quite nice as well. So again, luxurious and upmarket. In terms of this rear view mirror over here, it's got one little neat trick. So basically when someone's driving behind you and you are on a motorway or a similar road where somebody can come up beside you, see in through here, this is a blind spot indicator. So if somebody is coming up behind you, and what I mean by that is if they're on the quarter panel here, out of your field of vision, basically every time a car comes up beside you, out of your field of vision, you get this little warning on the driver's side and also on the passenger side. I was just warning you before you drift lane. It's really catching your attention. What I mean by drift lane is change lane. Anyway, so moving on, there is a ton of buttons over here. So what they do, the first one in through here is our parking sensors. So that basically is like every car, when you go backwards and forwards, anything that's parking sensors, they make noise, fine. In through here is lane departure warning. So that means basically when you move out of your lane, the steering wheel is actually going to vibrate if you don't use your indicator to change lane. Over here, you have collision mitigation, which basically means that under 32 kilometers an hour, if you don't hit the brakes, this car is going to try and stop you hitting an object in front of you. After that then, you have this here, which is basically to turn off or on a noise. When you're cruising on the EV mode, the car can be completely silent. So if you've got a pedestrian, you want to warn them. So this is the noise that it makes. So as we start to move forward, here, Actually, we do the Hyundai Kona. It's the exact same noise that the full electric cars make as well. And backwards. One other thing I want to show you is, if you look at the passenger seat, it is also height adjustable and it also has lumbar support, because so many manufacturers forget about the passenger. A lot of people complain about sitting in these SUV cars and they're way too low on the passenger side. Anyway, let's keep moving on. I'm going to have to speed up because we are running out of time here. So the first thing is I've got a push button start. What's really cool though is when I hit the push button start, watch what happens here. So basically a heads-up display. How about that? The heads-up display is going to give you some basic information. So in through there, it's going to tell me my speed, and it's also giving me the speed sign recognition. So when we're sitting in the car, what have we got in front of us? Over here, these controls are basically for the heads-up display to let it up and down. There is cruise control in through here. This is going to let us follow the car in front of us when we have the cruise control on by saying how many car lengths we want to stay behind them. Over in through here, then we have the lane keep assist. So remember, there was a warning down through here, but this one is actually an assistance which tries to keep the steering dead straight between the white lines on the road. Here is something unique to the Executive, a heated steering wheel. Over on the left hand side, we have other controls in through here. These are for Bluetooth, as you can see. These are for radio, and then this one here controls the iMid in through here for all the information. So what is the iMid telling us? We have got information about a door being opened. We've got low fuel. We have our average fuel efficiency. After that, then we can manipulate this in through here. So the first one is, what kind of journey have we done? Secondly, what way is the power coming from, the battery or the engine? After that, then we got our fuel. After that, we got the kind of trip we've done overall in terms of efficiency. Speed, we have our navigation information. Speed sign recognition, which tells us what speed zone we're in. Coffee breaks being taken. In through here, it's telling us how much of 2 or 4-wheel drive we're actually using. After that, then we have other information, which is going to be safety belts being worn, audio, phone information, or general settings overall. Keep whizzing on. This is automatic wipers. These are automatic lights. So basically, they come on at night time, but they also dip and go full depending on if you're in a lit or unlit area, or if there's cars coming towards you. As you can see, I have this lovely big glass sunroof here, and up through there there's LED lighting in the front, there's LED lighting in the rear, and in through here electrochromatic rear mirror, which means if someone drives up behind you, this one darkens itself, so you don't have a daytime nighttime switch, and this one here is to look at occupants in the rear as to what they're doing. In through the center I've got a big armrest, and in through there then down here I have 2 USB connectors. So that's 4 USB connectors, 2 in the front, 2 in the rear. Down through here then we have our controls for park, reverse, neutral, drive. After that, we have sport mode, we have economy mode, or full electric mode, and then the handbrake is over here to engage or disengage with a brake hold. The brake hold is going to stop us rolling backwards on a hill. The sport, econ, or EV mode, really let the car do its own thing because it's the most intelligent, it'll do the best thing. They're fun, you can have more aggressive power patterns on the sport. On the EV you can have full EV, and on the Econ it's a nice balance between the two, but it's really up to yourself. And in through the centre there we have a nice big volume knob, which is only a simple thing, but it makes a nice difference. And we have the Honda Connect, which is the second version really of Connect that we've seen in this country, which overall is going to give us things such as navigation, audio, phone information. It's all touch and swipe. Smartphone connection, I think, which is one of the nicest ones, with Apple CarPlay, Android Autos. You can even put things like Google Maps, Spotify, all that kind of stuff up through there. I have unfortunately missed some stuff on this car, but that's just to give you an idea overall of what this car is all about. Very lastly, just before I go, I forgot to show you this in here is your fuel gauge, and this over here is an indicator for the battery and to what level of charge is on it. You don't have to worry about it, it does everything itself. Finally, climate control is in through here, which again is all touch and swipe, just like the radio controls are for everything else. And then we have heated seats in the front to match the heated seats that are in the rear, which also match the heated steering wheel. Okay, that's the problem. There's too much stuff in the car. I just cannot squeeze it all into one video. So this is a really crap attempt, unfortunately. But hopefully, if you're interested in the Executive specification, this has been a help. If you want information on the car, 086 843 1945. If you want to know about trading in, if you want to know about finance, if you want to know about this car, please do not hesitate to call me. Hopefully the video has been of use. Thank you for taking time to watch. Actually, the final thing, as you were saying, if you want a video on just how this car works in terms of the hybrid setup, in terms of efficiency, call, text, WhatsApp me. I'll send you a video, 086 843 1945, or better yet, get down here and have a go on it.